This week on American Airgunner, we'll be sitting down at the round table, and this week's topic, optics with air guns. We're visiting with Scott York about the mechanics of a field target. We'll be hanging out in Arizona as our friend Rick Usler shows us some Southwestern hospitality. All this and more coming up right now on American Airgunner. All right, it's round table time, and this week I'm here with my guys, Rick Usler, Jim Chapman, and Tom Gaylord, the Godfather. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Doing fine.
Doing excellent.
Good,
excellent.
guys. You guys ready to talk scopes, optics?
Absolutely.
All right, so here I'm going to start things off, get this going. Everyone talks about it. The difference is, why can't you use a rifle scope for an airgun scope?
Two reasons. One is the way and we'll talk about this, I think, more, the parallax is set up for the gun, what range it's optimized for. And the second, if you're talking about springers, is the ability for it to stand up to the bidirectional recoil that is generated by a springer. So I think those are the two main reasons.
I think the Springer thing is going away. Companies like Leapers, for example, they discovered in the 90s that airgunners were using their scopes, and they braced the optics both ways because of the double recoil that an airgun has. And we just don't have that problem with a lot of scopes these days.
Okay, so you're saying, for the most part, airgun scopes are better, can move from a PCP to a to a break barrel.
Yes, they can.
My rule of thumb is, if I need a scope stop on my Springer, then I make sure that I have a Springer-rated scope. Because you put a stop to stop the scope from walking back on the rails. If it's generating that much of the recoil, then I want to make sure that the scope can stand up.
And some companies will come right out and tell you this scope is not rated for springers. If it is, if they say that, just back off.
A lot of these scopes can be used on firearms too. They're not just limited to just air guns.
What are the things you want to find in a scope? And let's start for the
Rossi,
kind of the average
bigger
airgunner.
is better. You know about wristwatches, bigger is better.
Yes, sir.
Same thing is true in scope. If you could get the Hubble Space Telescope on an air gun, that would be the way to go.
Okay.
I'm lying through my teeth. But that's what everybody thinks. You know?
Because they want to get, because you want to get it, so it's always
they want to get
target.
the target close. I gotta see. You don't, do you?
The quality of the glass, and that really comes down to as much the coatings that are used in the lens as the lens themselves.
That's true. Yeah.
So I mean, lenses can be kind of mediocre. They can come out of the same factory, but it's how they coat them that really facilitates the light transmission through them. So I want to have a scope that has a large enough aperture, that has the coatings right, so that I get good light transmission characteristics in the scope. Okay. I worry about that more than the magnification or a lot of the other bells and whistles.
Where you're going to find that matters is a lot of scopes, especially airgun scopes, maybe they're great at that 20 to 30 yards, but you start looking at 50, 75, and 100 yards, and all of a sudden the edges start getting distorted, and your sight picture starts getting blurry and muddy, and that's where all the multi-coated optics and the quality of the glass really starts to matter.
Yeah, most scopes will do well in bright sunlight. I mean, almost all, even low quality scopes are good enough. But where you really see the difference is when you start getting into the low light situations, and that's what hunters spend a lot of their time hunting in, is low light, dawn, dusk.
Does it matter when you go from hunting to pleeking to target shooting to Olympic shooting to anything like that?
It does
different
matter.
Types of scopes?
Target shooting, you're usually on a bright range. You can use a very thin reticle. You want to bisect that bullseye as small as possible. When you go hunting, you're going to lose that fine crosshair in the weeds.
Sure.
So you want a crosshair that stands out, probably a duplex or something that points you to where the center of the scope is.
Most of my hunting guns, especially the ones I use for larger game, I leave the magnification set at 6. So I used to walk around with this big scope, a variable scope, and I'd leave it set at 6 all the time. And for the smaller game,
why is that?
Well, because I don't want the extra weight, and I don't fiddle around with them.
I was going to mention the weight.
And also, as you go up in magnification, you decrease the light transmission characteristics that I was talking about. The higher you go in magnification, the less light is transmitted. So, I leave it at 6. It's a smaller scope. I don't want to carry the extra weight when I'm out there for a day humping a rifle up and down the hills. On the other hand, if you're going out after something like prairie dogs, you're going to be shooting out to 100 yards. Getting a 4x16 scope makes a lot of sense. A lot of guys spend as much on their scopes as they do on the guns. There was an old adage, buy the best glass you can afford. And I think in firearms, I think that holds true for air guns as well.
I'll move a scope from gun to gun to gun rather than have 3 scopes. Let's say you have a gun with Weaver bases, but you have a scope that doesn't. That turns a Weaver base scope mount into an 11 millimeter
So if you have the scope you want, but you might not have the same right mounts on the gun, you can
this
adapt.
takes care of it. Yeah,
That's
a
perfect.
UTG
You see
part.
that? That's perfect for something like this because I have this set up for a particular rifle that has the Picatinny type setup, and then I want to put this on a rifle that has the 11 millimeter. You know, these just pop into place here.
And you're done.
Now I can squish this on my rail and I'm good to go. And here's what RWS has done to resolve the issue on their rifles. They have this, what I call the double lockdown mount, but it's called the lockdown mount. It's got 2 stop pins in it.
Okay.
And their guns actually on their rail have 2 holes for these pins to actually lock down into.
Okay, so that's locked into the gun.
Once you lock this in, it's done. The other nice thing about this particular mount is it's got built-in droop compensation. So some brake barrels may have a little bit of downward cant to the barrel, which makes it hard at close range to get on 0.
Okay.
So with this, it solves the scope slippage, and it also gives you that just enough adjustment so that you can be dead on target at closer range. It's a really nice mount.
You can retract those pins if you want to
Yep.
move your scope in a position that doesn't align with where they're drilled as well, which
absolutely.
I think is a nice feature.
So when someone's out shopping for a scope for air guns, what do they need to look for when shopping for a scope?
Well, parallax adjustment is what you just talked about.
Over there.
This scope has a wheel right here. You turn it and you can focus the scope at the range you want to shoot from 10 yards to infinity.
Okay.
So you've got it all covered in one scope.
I actually like these side wheels a lot more than the front adjustment, the ring adjustment. I just find it more ergonomic, easier to use.
You have to reach way out for those front adjustable, and they're hard to turn because they have real thick grease in them.
When it comes to just looking and shopping for scopes, what are things people should be aware of and look out for to make sure they, either really have on their scope or don't have, like stay away from?
I'm going to warn everybody not to buy used unless they know the seller very well, because when I go to a gun show and there's a $300 scope for $125, I can guarantee you the guy's had it on his gun and it doesn't work. There's something wrong.
Right.
And they look beautiful. This is a case where you almost always want to buy new or at least know the guy selling it.
Guys, that's it. Thank you so much. Got any more questions about scopes, any kind of glass, any of that stuff, check out AmericanAirgunner.com, and we've got all kinds of recommendations and some of the best scopes out there. We got a lot more American Air Gunner coming up. Stay with us. Guys, thanks. American Air Gunner is sponsored by Umarex, Zeroed In, Pyramid Air, America's largest retailer of air guns, and by Hotson, serious, solid impact.
The pistols you've watched in action for generations and the ones you've always wanted to own are now within your reach. Introducing Umarex Action Pistols. These high-quality replica pistols, powered by CO2, look, shoot, and feel just like a powder burner. Plus, ammo is economical and always available. Umarex Action Pistols. From the past, present, and shooting into the future.
The Umarex Octane features tremendous velocity with a quiet downrange noise thanks to the integrated silence air noise dampening system. Powered by the Reaxis gas pistol that provides more punch, more power, and more speed. These two technologies combined deliver a smooth, accurate shot with maximum power. The Umarex Octane.
PyramidAir.com. Let's see.
That was fast.
Bingo.
Honey, did you do those chores yet?
Chores.
Roger, put that drink down. We gotta mow. Chop, chop.
Oh yeah, he's out there showing the grassies, boss.
Pyramid Air. Big selection, fast shipping, the airgun experts.
All right, we're with Scott York, who is the president of the Yewa Gun Club and also throwing the national championships here in North America this weekend. Talk to me about, because I know this field target is something kind of new to the area, new to the airgun world too. Talk to me about these targets. What are they hitting and how do these things work?
The mechanism, the basic part of it, is when they're set up, you hit around the steel, the target stays up. When you go through the little hole in the middle, it hits the strike plate and the mechanism takes it down. Ropes or strings tied to this, so if you're at 10 yards or you're at 55 yards, You pull this, sets the target back up.
Very easy. They're steel. You would think they're
Oh
heavy.
yeah. These are actually field targets on steroids. These mechanisms, these targets have been around for years, much longer than I've been shooting. I mean, they've been 20-something years. Different designs, different people have designed these. The gentleman, Warren Williamson, that designed this, took the best of everything and figured out the mechanism.
Why is this design so important? It's a steel plate. You got a trigger. You knock it down. What is it about the design that makes it special, and especially for field target?
Right. Far as field target, it's just the different designs of the plate, and lower powered, which is the World Federation class of 12 foot-pound guns.
Right.
Okay. What's really, really difficult is to be able to have a target that will function properly with both high power and low power. You can shoot this in the faceplate with a big gun and it will not take it down.
This is something obviously after getting into field target, now you've seen targets, you were messing around with them, shooting them, and now you're actually making them, and this is a business you have on the side where you make and sell these.
Right, I do it on the side. Started off for just a fun thing to do with the family. Everyone is handcrafted, handmade. Everyone has a serial number on it, the month, the year, and the number of targets I've made.
What do the diameters range from?
These are basically, I was trying to stay with an 1.5 inch kill zone. On the 1.5 inch, I have these reducers, this is a 1 inch reducer. These are 1/2 inch reducers.
Okay.
And what you can do is take this target that is 1.5 inches and then make it where it's more diverse. You can drop in a reducer and then put a retaining clip on the back that holds that reducer. So you got a target that can function as a 55-yard target down to a 10-yard target using the reducers.
Wow. So you buy the one target and then you get the spacers or the reducers, and you got basically as many targets as you want.
Pretty much. Many different kill zone sizes you want, one at a time. But
right.
Yeah.
Nice. Where can they get these at?
YeguaTargetCompany.com, YEGUA.
Yeah, Yegua, totally American.
Yeah, it's a Spanish. Yeah, I know, a Texas thing. My hometown is Somerville, Texas. Our school mascot is the Somerville Yeguas, and that's how we started the club and went to that. But through they can go to the website and give me a call. We don't have lots of them on stock. They mainly do them to order. Again, I do this on the side. I do it for fun, but they get a hold of me and we can make targets happen.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. I can't wait to go down and knock some of these down a little bit.
I appreciate it.
I ain't getting through there, but I might have a chance over here with this.
We'll set this one up close for you.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
All right, it's time for our American Airgunner Trivia, brought to you this year by our friends at Blue Book Publications.
Life can be loud, but sometimes silence is golden. Introducing the Umarex Fusion Air Rifle with a combination of CO2 power, the Silence Air 5 chamber noise dampener, and a precision rifled barrel. The Fusion is a bona fide tack driver that's the quietest air rifle you'll ever own. Experience silence with the Umarex Fusion at umarexusa.com/Fusion TV.
All right, we're here at Airgun Web with Rick User to do a little gun review. I'm looking around seeing a couple pistols down here. We've got the Walther PPS, and I'm seeing, looks like an airsoft and an air gun. Let's talk about them.
Great. Well, I'll tell you one of the things I really like about this. You know, here in Arizona, we can still carry.
Right. You guys are like the Wild West.
We are. What I like about this is it very closely mimics my carry weapon.
Okay.
Okay, now if you had the Walther that was this, it would be identical, but there are a lot of very small carry weapons that this is very similar to.
Okay.
What's nice about it is that for me to go out and shoot my 9mm these days is very, very expensive.
Sure.
So I can maintain proficiency, and if I prefer BBs, I can shoot BBs. If I prefer airsoft, I can shoot airsoft. But I can maintain proficiency at a minuscule fraction of the cost.
Okay, so take me through these guns. What do you like about them? What do you not? What makes them great?
Let's take a look at the BB pistol first. First of all, it's got an unbelievably nice feel.
Mm-hmm.
You got a polymer frame, you got a nice metal slide. Everything about this really screams quality.
Okay.
One of the things I really like about it, we've got a nice safe trap over there. They can't see it on camera, but I want to just point that out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this right now is actually empty, but I want you to hear the rapport. It's got a nice pop to it.
It does.
It's not spongy sounding like some of these CO2 guns. I tell you, I really absolutely love that pop sound. It really feels like you're firing something, which adds to that realism when you're training. It's got some great white dot sight, so when you pull up, I mean, it's very quick target acquisition. It's a super fun gun to shoot. And the airsoft pistol,
wow.
Exactly the same.
Very similar.
The difference is you have a dropout magazine. This one takes the plastic ones. This one has a dropout magazine. Takes the BBs. I'll tell you one really cool feature on these. Specifically, you'll find it in some of the airsoft guns, but they have this Allen key right there.
Mm-hmm. That's to tighten the...
Just to install the CO2. Let me tell you.
Sure.
Those things grow legs and walk away. I'm pretty sure that somebody comes into my shop and steals that daggum key. What you have built into the gun is they actually put the key right as part of the handle.
Ah, brilliant.
I mean, I have to say that was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was just really impressed with the accuracy of this little gun. I mean, accuracy is relative. We're talking 15, 20 feet. I mean, certainly center mass is no problem at all.
Okay.
So it's just a great gun to shoot. I absolutely love it.
So if you're looking to learn about pistols, there you go. The PPS is a great option because you can go from airsoft to the regular air all the way up to the real thing, the firearm. So great gun. Check them out. Can we go out and shoot these and see the differences?
Absolutely.
Perfect. I mean, if you're looking for a gun to go out and shoot and just have fun with and just and like this, these you can definitely shoot in your yard. You can shoot, you know, as long as you're safe, you can pretty much shoot them anywhere.
Right.
Other than public places.
Right.
But you know, target shooting out in your backyard. What an incredible gun. Let's
try the BB one.
Yeah, let me give it a shot. See if there's a difference here. I mean, these are the best. There's nothing more fun than getting out, shooting these, you know, 10 yards away, 15 yards away. They're pretty accurate, but more importantly, they're fun.
They're fun and they're great from a proficiency point of view. Because, you know, I could never shoot my 9mm in the front yard, but I can, you know, come out here on a nice day like today and
look at this guy. This guy is accurate with an airsoft gun. So there you go. If you want more reviews from my man Rick Usler here, you can find links at AmericanAirgunner.com to his Airgun web reviews. And also, guys, if you have a gun, whether it's a live fire and you want to find the Airgun replica, or you're just looking for some guns to shoot, these little Airgun pistols are great. A lot of fun for the whole family. And as long as you're safe, good for everybody.
Go have fun, absolutely.
Well, right now we're out here in God's country with Rick Usler. We got some air guns, we got some explosive targets, and we're about to have some fun. Stick around.
A legend in innovation and tradition. These classical and modern masterpieces have sent pellets downrange for over 3 decades. German engineered to last a lifetime. Quality, power, precision. RWS, the world's finest air rifles.
All right, Rick, so we're here in Arizona again. Obviously, I've been to your shop. I've seen, we've done some gun reviews there. Now you've brought me out here in literally the middle of nowhere.
Isn't it awesome?
What are we doing?
We are going to blow some stuff up.
Oh, well, perfect. If you're gonna be out in a place where you can shoot and blow things up, that's exactly what you should do.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Go?
I'm ready. All right, Usler, so what do we got here, man? What am I looking at?
Well, we've got some binary explosive, a little ways down range, and you're gonna try and shoot it with our 223 here.
All right. This is you're just testing me, aren't you?
Let
me guess, your daughter's already hit it from this range. Let's see what I got here. Boom!
Is that not so much fun?
It just makes going out and shooting with your buddies that much more fun, right? You get to go out with a bang.
Absolutely. Want to shoot another one?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Let's see what I got here. Ding, ding, ding. 3, 2, 1. Boom! Yeah! Man, that's fun.
Did you feel it?
I love it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a lot. That was, it
was big.
It was a lot bigger than the half bound.
Yeah, that was a hoot. That was a hoot.
I love Arizona.
All you got to do is come out here.
The gun laws are amazing. Okay, so I mean, I could knock the wings off of a fly with this thing. Obviously, this is a nice rifle, long distance. What can we do with some air guns?
Well, I did bring some charges for air guns too. You can have fun with those. So they're a little smaller.
Sure.
And you got to have high velocity, so it's not about impact, it's about velocity.
Right.
So we want a good passive velocity, like 1,000, 1,100 feet per second. So actually a 177 is a better choice, and we brought some with us.
Let's rock and roll.
Awesome, let's get them going.
What is that?
This is the Walther Dominator PCP 177 caliber air gun.
I like that name. Dominator.
The Dominator, absolutely.
All right, so we've got a couple different explosive targets out there at random distances.
You're making it difficult here.
Well, yeah, I like to be challenged.
I should let you take the first shot then.
Fine.
All right.
You don't think it's sighted in?
I don't know. I don't think it's sighted in. I haven't had a chance to do it yet.
You know what? I'll just use my gut.
All right, there you go.
It's called, you know, it's like redneck intuition.
Oh, God help us.
All right.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Oh,
Look
there
out!
you go. Sweet, with an air gun.
Yeah, I was about, half an inch outside to the left.
Yep, there you go.
Because that wind is...
It's kicking a little left to right.
Redneck intuition.
With these, it's about velocity.
Sure.
So you get that, you have more velocity, generally speaking, with a 177. So the pass-through of that target, you're going to have a little more friction because of higher velocity.
I've been saying it my entire life, but now I know when it comes to air guns, size doesn't matter.
Oh, gosh. There you go, just like that.
The Walther Dominator.
That's probably one of my favorite pre-charged guns. But it is one of the most fun guns to shoot, man. I love it. The next one I have actually is my wife's gun.
Okay.
It is the Air Arms S510. You're gonna need that. So here you go. Safety's on.
All right, so what is it? It's a 22?
Yeah, it's 177.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Again, we're shooting the binary explosives. They need the velocity, so you have that pass-through velocity.
Okay, and this is your wife's gun?
It is her gun.
This is a pretty nice gun.
It's the nicest gun I got in the shop.
Oh, of course it's your wife's.
Of course it's her gun.
Am I cocked? Am I ready or no?
Yeah, you are. You're just gonna have to push the safety that's on the trigger.
Okay.
Push it back from this side. There you go.
All right.
And you should be pretty much on.
So this gun's pretty accurate?
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Is that not sweet?
Should we just knock that last one down?
Go ahead, go for
it.
It's there. Might as well.
Let me just.
Offhand it.
Boom! Somebody is on today.
That's right. Give it up. There you go.
They do call me Deadeye. Nobody calls me Deadeye, but if you guys want to start calling me Deadeye, just hashtag Deadeye on American Airgunner. Rick, this has been awesome, man.
Oh, man, it's been
I can stay here all day, but you know what? There's a lot more competitions, a lot more shoots, and a lot more guns we got to go find out about. So
let's go do it.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Next week on American Airgunner, we're heading to Las Vegas for the 2014 SHOT Show, where we'll talk to industry professionals and see what's new in the airgun world.